guys, we're going to do another membership video here today. This one's going to be different types of push-up variations in order to really add different types of load and resistance on the shoulder. I'm all about trying to give you as many different exercises, especially for all the quarterbacks and pitchers, that is going to be able to build up your shoulder strength and also make it so you're going to be able to stay healthy. So if we just only have the option of doing push-ups, and we're just going to get strong with our shoulders in one position, and the idea is let's try to add a little bit more variability. I think you're going to really like these exercises and really like the ideas from what you're going to be able to get by doing these. So first I'm going to get started here with just a regular basic push-up. Okay, so start out in this position. From here, one of the key concepts I think we need to be able to better understand is when you're going down, you really want to keep your elbows at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, a lot of times when I see people doing push-ups, we see this type of thing going on. We don't want to do that. We want to keep our elbows right at 45. That's just much more healthy for the shoulder. Also, when you're going down, try to squeeze those shoulder blades together, okay? We're going to be trying to get rhomboid activation as well as pec activation as we're going through the exercise. If we get too much of just working on the pec, then we're not going to be able to get a good amount of balance between each one of the movements, okay? The next one's going to be the same idea with the push-up. Now we're just going to be shifting side to side in the actual movement. So what that's going to do is going to make it so the different parts of the chest and anterior shoulder are going to be worked, and then we're also going to add a different type of resistance within the back of the shoulder as well, okay? So I'm in that same position. If I want to, I can get a little bit wider, okay? And then from this position, I'm still thinking about I'm going to shift to my right side here, your left. And when I'm doing that, I'm going to try to keep my shoulder or my elbow still at a 45-degree angle as I go over to one side, okay? This is just going to make it so now I'm adding a different type of load within my shoulder as I'm going down, as well as when I'm coming up, and also the off shoulder. My left one really has to try to engage and stabilize really more on the inside part of the pec, which really helps you out in being able to get a full range of motion within that shoulder, and also engages different parts of that same muscle. Okay, so it's not only going to end up being that really anterior part of the shoulder. We'll start to get into the pec of the sternum. The next part we're going to do is going to be more on a plyometric basis. So what this is going to do is add more explosion into the actual movement patterns. There's a lot of different options of what we could do, but it's anything that makes it so you're really getting the push off of the ground and having to slow it down and decelerate. Okay, so I'll go here. I have a ball here for this one. I guess first I can go without the ball. We'll go something like just like a clapping push-up. Okay, that's something that's plyometric, right? So I'm going and I'm getting some push off the ground. Then I have to go back and decelerate the movement. Adding like a medicine ball in here. You can also have like a small box. If you got a small enough chair, you can do it like that. And it's the same type of thing. So from here, I'm going to go here and I can go and push off and switch sides. This is obviously a pretty complex one. I can just go on and push off here. What this is doing is making it so I have a little bit of a change from one shoulder to the other shoulder and what I'm trying to accomplish. So now I have to change up how my spine's rotating. I have to be able to stabilize my hips. I have to make it so there's a lot of different parts of my body that have to adjust to the difference of height. Another thing we could just do is just apply that difference of height. So from here, now all of a sudden I just go through that push-up and I'm getting a much greater stretch on my left side compared to my right side, which is something that's going to end up happening if you're a pitcher and a quarterback. Okay. So now my right side's going through a greater range of motion than my left. I get more T-spine rotation. I feel more of the back on my right side. A great thing that we could implement into the actual movement pattern. Okay, another variation that we can apply to the push-up would be to do a movement within the opposite hand. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, this is really do better with like a frisbee or some type of slide, a floor slide, but you can do it with the ball as well. So I'm up here, I start in that same position. Now I'm just going to, as I go down, roll the ball out to the side and then roll it back. Or I can also roll it up ahead of me and then come back. Roll it off to the side, then come back. This is doing another really big thing in terms of stabilization within the arm that's rolling. Okay, my left arm is still going through that same push-up range of motion, but then I'm also having to stabilize my right arm all of a sudden, reaching out in front of me, reaching out to the side, things like that, okay? So that's another great variation to apply would be opposite arm moving, okay? The last one, and this is probably my favorite one, would be to push up only on one side here. Okay, so this is a great one for any type of overhead athlete because it adds so much range of motion within it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up, come up, and I'm going to stabilize here. I'm going to hold, make it so I'm really challenging my stabilization within one side. Then I'm going to come back, hold, okay, get into that same position. Notice my feet are stacked here, pushing up, hold, and this is making it so I have to challenge my whole, again, range of motion within this down shoulder and also stabilization within that down shoulder, okay? It's also making so my core is going to get challenged as well as I'm holding myself up here. I have to use my QL or my lateral stabilizers in my core, my spine, in order to hold myself up. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you did, you can subscribe down below, and that way you can get updates on any of the new videos that we get. Also, if you want to, you can check out some of our other breakdowns for speed and throwing. We have exercises, also jumping mechanics videos, a lot of great stuff within our channel. Hope you enjoy.